So through this partnership, assets will be issued and managed transparently, traded peer-to-peer on chain, and distributed to both institutions and qualified investors worldwide.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. Joining me is Valerium Business Development Lead Mark Mariam-Pillay. Mark, very good to speak with you today. Can you explain what this collaboration means for Valerium and how it fits into your broader strategy and asset tokenization?
Sure, Stephen, thanks for having me on here. But the RNS released earlier this week really marks the beginning of a strategic collaboration between Valerium PLC, DigiShares, and SigChain. At its core, it's about building institutional grade platform for real world tokenization. And essentially, Valerium brings the regulatory compliance angle of a PLC. DigiShares brings the white label platform, and SigChain brings the L1 tokenization blockchain, which is really designed around wealth management and RWA tokenization. Now, it fits into our broader strategy because the one key problem with RWA and tokenization is liquidity. And we try to solve the three biggest problems that's holding back tokenization, which is access, liquidity, and compliance. So through this partnership, assets will be issued and managed transparently, traded peer-to-peer on chain, and distributed to both institutions and qualified investors worldwide. So in short, we'll focus on deployment in the MENA, Central South American region, with partners already in the SigChain ecosystem and DigiShares, but the long-term vision is global. For me personally, I've worked on Web3 for years, and along with Pete, we've really kind of homed in on this partnership with SigChain. And again, as I mentioned, the big problem we're solving here is buy-side liquidity.
Mark, how does the use of SigChain and DigiShares technology enhance your platform?
So we can mint essentially on any chain. So whether that's Ethereum, Polygon, AVAX, they're all the main L1 chains. This is tying into the problem that I mentioned about buy-side liquidity. So what SigChain are creating, and they're at L1 on Cosmos, is bringing high net worth individuals, institutions, and corporates into a 200 mil AUM fund. They've already got 1 million plus customers, and they've got a whole retail angle as well. So we could plug into these other chains, which we are doing, and some issuances will be on there. But we're bringing Valerium Markets institution issuances onto SigChain because it will plug in instantly into the buy side liquidity. Issuers want that. And then also on the flip of that, we're able to plug into their faults, which essentially is a derivative of these RWAs that can be traded on DEXs, and retail can plug in and get some yield from these RWA tokens. For DigiShares, this expands out their client base to yet another client, and also they're able to promote to their other clients to utilize this.
You mentioned institutional grade infrastructure. What kind of clients or use cases are you targeting first, particularly in the MENA region?
Sure. I mean, real estate is the big one, and is the big use case for tokenization. So within MENA, we're in talks with various developers out there. Can't name them at the moment. They will then be onboarded through DigiShares platform and Valerian Markets, essentially to issue real estate RWA tokens for new builds, and also existing builds on there. And then SigChain will plug that into their infrastructure. But outside of real estate, there are a plethora of different asset classes. So we're talking about royalties, private companies, fund tokenizations. But obviously, out there in the market today, you see the big real estate angle.
Long term, Mark, how do you see Valerium's involvement in developing a regulated RWA focused decentralized exchange contributing to shareholder value?
Well, yeah, we've put that into our RNS, and it's something we are exploring with DigiShares and SigChain. It would be the first whitelisted RWA DEX, where people will be able to onboard, do the KYC, AML, and compliantly plug in and do outside of peer-to-peer trading. It's quite close to AMM pools that you see either in Aave, Uniswap. So liquidity providers can come in and add that liquidity. Now, I see that really homing in onto the ROI for Valerium, because as this market grows, there will be a need for a DEX to trade these RWAs, and we'll get transaction fees. SigChain will benefit from TVL, and Valerium, as I mentioned, will benefit from ROI.
Mark, I hope you'll keep us posted on progress with this collaboration. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thanks very much, Stephen.
That's Mark Marion Pillay. He's Business Development Lead at Valerium.